All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're back here live at 80s Wrestling Con with a gentleman who I just met.
I don't know that I want to be here.
No, yeah, we're used to that.
I don't know.
We're used to that. A legend in the business, the world's most dangerous announcer. Please welcome in Mr. Gary Michael Cappetta.
Oh, yes.
How are you,
yes,
sir?
I'm terrific. I'm not sure that this is a good idea, but
I think
let's give it a try.
It's a great idea.
It's a great idea. That's
you guys are so young. Do you want me to explain?
I don't feel young,
like
but-
who I am. Like
No,
I know who you are.
Yeah, that's
I used to watch
see, most of the
WCW.
people that are watching,
No, stop.
they think I'm dead. They
No,
think
no,
I died
no,
10 years ago.
No, we're at
So this is like a discovery. Like you unearthed me.
It was an honor, like talking to you, sir. Like, and thank you for coming over.
Yes, thank you so much. This is a really
We're talking
honor.
about Asbury Park and some memories there. I came up in the Asbury Park music scene. You said you had been there with WWF back in the day. Some fond memories of Asbury.
Yeah, well, Asbury Park was the first place as a little boy that I was brought to see a wrestling show.
Oh, wow.
So I have a fond place in my heart for Asbury Park.
Yeah, me too.
It's also a place. Now I'm gonna tell you how I learned to interact with the fans.
Okay.
I was there. Was before I started announcing. Sitting in the second row. The ring announcer for Asbury Park was a local DJ.
Okay.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And Vicki Williams at the time was my favorite female wrestler. So I'm watching, and there was a tag team match, and she was filling in for a wrestler that didn't make it. So this jabroni DJ gets in the ring.
Oh boy.
And he doesn't identify her as Vicki Williams. He identifies her as the lady that was supposed to be there. And I'm saying, whoa, no, that's Vicki.
That's my worst nightmare.
That's Vicki.
Yeah.
So I very respectfully get up. I go over. I tap the guy on the shoulder.
Oh, wow.
And I say, excuse me, sir, that's Vicki Williams.
Good for you.
He says to me, screw you.
No.
Wow.
Yes.
No.
Who asked you? Sit down where you belong.
Wow.
Oh.
Well, I was a very respectful kind
I
of
was
kid.
very respectful.
And I was a little stunned. And then I was a little hurt. And then I got a little angry.
Uh-oh.
But by that time, I was back in my seat.
Okay. Okay.
But I said, if I'm ever in that position, I will never talk to a fan that way.
That's
Love
amazing.
that.
Without
Love that.
having any idea that I'd ever be a ring announcer. And there you go.
That's amazing, and we have such great ring announcers here in the Northeast Independents. Shane Fair, Rich Reed, who we see here tonight. Man, what advice would you? I asked you.
David
commentary
Adams.
Advice, David Adams for sure. What advice would you have for those ring announcers, though?
It's the same thing. You do it as much as you can. I think whether you're a wrestler, whether you're a commentator, whether you're an announcer, whether you're a referee, you always have seen guys that you would emulate. You know, guys whose work that you appreciate. And we're all going to take a little bit from what we've seen. And then as time goes on, the more you do it, you add your own little spin to things. And you become unique.
Yeah, absolutely. And for a guy who's really been nearly everywhere, and as in fact AEW even, you made an appearance, I believe, Mox and Jericho. I mean, first of all, what was that like for you being back in AEW?
That was kind of nerve-wracking.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Well,
Okay.
it was because I hadn't been in front of a national audience for a long time.
Yeah.
I gotcha.
It was live.
I gotcha.
A million people were going to watch it. It was in Kansas City, which isn't really my backyard.
Your neck of the woods,
I
yeah.
didn't go there often.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking to myself, what happens if I go out there and there's like crickets? If it's silent.
No.
But they sort of knew who I was.
That's amazing.
So that was fun.
And
Until
yeah.
Jericho started to call me
that's about
some
right.
kind of dirty old man. What did he call me?
I don't know. That's Jericho for you. He's always causing trouble.
I think I got on this list.
Yeah. Nice. But I got to ask you this, and you were talking to me earlier. You've done a lot of writing, a lot of books. Like, please, put some of that stuff over. Shameless promo, please.
Shameless?
We call it shameless.
GMC?
Yeah.
GMC Shameless?
Yeah, no.
See, I
no.
knew I should have done this.
Yeah, that's it.
Well,
Nice.
I wrote my book, Body Slams, and I self-published it because back when I wrote it, the whole idea was wrestling fans don't read. That's what publishers thought.
Huh.
So I had to prove them wrong. I published it. I sold about 5,000 copies of that self-published book.
That's amazing.
And then ECW picked it up.
Yeah.
I added another 10 years to it. The original self-published book covered 21 years. I added another 10 years,
Oh wow.
and which was my time with Ring of Honor. See, I'll bet you don't even know that I was with Ring of Honor.
I knew that you were
See,
pretty
he
much
didn't know.
No, I'm
He
not gonna
doesn't-
lie, I'm not gonna lie.
He doesn't want to lie.
No, I'm
but
not
he doesn't
gonna lie.
want to hurt my feelings.
I'm a
I'm not gonna
stats
lie.
guy. You were pretty much and
Thank
including
you.
AEW. Yeah. Pretty
Yeah,
much everywhere.
but I wasn't a ring announcer there.
Oh, I got you.
I said to it was Gabe Sapolsky, who was
He did Evolve.
booker at the time.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I went one night to the Philadelphia. And so that wasn't the Philadelphia arena, but
Oh,
the
23.
arena.
Yeah.
And I was blown away. I thought this was incredible. It was
Mm-hmm.
the early 2000s. So I got in touch with Gabe, and I said, Gabe, I would like to help. I said, I don't need an on-air role, but if there's any way you think I can help, there's only one thing that I will not do. What do you think it was? What would I not
Wrestle?
do?
I don't know.
Well, no, that
Referee.
no, but I never would do that either.
I don't know.
Ring announce.
Oh, that was.
I said- I said,
totally
I
missed,
don't-
I totally missed the
I
point
s-
on that one.
I said I did a lot of ring announce.
So
I
you were
wanted-
over
Oh,
it.
so, yeah, you
You're
were.
like,
Yeah,
over
okay.
Well,
you
for
were,
now, you
Yeah.
know.
it. Okay.
I still go out today and I'll do guest ring announce.
That's what's good. Well, right.
Yeah. So he got back to me
Mm-hmm.
and he said, I have an idea for you. What about backstage interviewing?
Right.
Oh,
And
okay.
That's what I did for about 4 years.
That's
Wow.
fun. That's what I'm doing right now with ISPW. It's a lot of fun. It's like talking to someone after they had a bad day of work. You know, some of these wrestlers they get a little. I've got shoved around a couple times. I'm sure you're no stranger to that. Talk to me. I mean, any advice for the backstage interviews?
Well,
I have a lot of fun with it.
Now, back then, Ring of Honor, the roster, Bryan Danielson,
yeah.
Yes.
when we started
Samoa
going.
Joe, AJ Styles,
Was Punk there at the time?
CM Punk, Colt Cabana.
Yeah.
It was incredible.
Yeah.
But some of these guys, they were just starting. Some of them are naturals, but like AJ Styles, like like he's come a long
He's
way.
he's
Yeah.
one of my. No matter what he's doing, I will watch an AJ Styles match. He's amazing
Yeah.
to watch.
So I mean, he's come a long way.
Yeah, he has.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. Now you talk about, you've done ring announcing. You're kind of like, oh, don't put me in that role as much. You do the guest appearances. Is there someone that you'd like to announce that you never really got the chance to announce?
No,
No, it's not. It's not
Really?
like that for you.
no.
No, I don't know. Okay. Just,
Who are some of your favorites to announce?
Well, Bruno Sammartino was
Yeah.
my
Oh, yeah.
childhood hero. So Flair was always fun to
Oh, okay.
to do.
Do you keep up with the current product at all?
I do.
Yeah. So do you prefer one product over the other? Do you enjoy all of it? Is there someone you got your eye on right now?
I like some things in both.
Yeah.
Okay.
It just depends.
Mm-hmm.
I think Roman Reigns is killing it.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's on the roll of a
Paul Heyman,
lifetime.
and it's like amazing. CM Punk and Bryan Danielson doing great work over in the other side.
Yes.
So yeah, I mean, it just depends on what it is. If it makes sense, I'm in. If
Yeah.
it doesn't make sense,
That's
I'm
I'm a
not.
story
that's a
guy,
very
yeah.
fair point. Yeah.
But even with moves, for instance, it makes no sense. I forget what it's called. What's it called when you flip backwards from the top rope?
Moonsault.
Moonsault. How stupid is that? Like you're not seeing where you're going, and if the idea is to win the match,
Yeah.
that's what the whole thing is supposed to be about.
I gotcha.
Why would you flip backwards and do that?
From a practical standpoint.
Yeah. It's,
And from the guy on the floor, why wouldn't you just backstep,
yeah.
get out of the way, and watch him crash and burn? So that's stupid.
The psychology of it all.
Yeah, I
That
gotcha.
doesn't make sense. Now, I understand that it needs to evolve.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want, nor do I think it would be successful, to have 1960s wrestling. That's not going to work today.
I agree,
Gotcha.
yes.
But in every art form, there's evolution, and it needs to evolve.
Yeah.
You can be sure, let's take country music. You can be sure that when Garth Brooks started his national tour, and he was singing from the ceiling, and they were like lowering him from the ceiling, those old fiddlers were saying, oh no, he's ruining country music.
Yeah,
Right,
that's a fair
but you don't
point.
look at
Yeah,
wrestling that way.
yeah.
I know. I don't want to be a grumpy old man.
Well, I
don't want to be a grumpy, irrelevant old man.
Yeah,
I'm
gotcha.
glad
That's fair.
that you brought that up because I work with a lot of these people here and I hear a lot of the same thing. And again, like they were in a time where wrestling was golden, and a lot of the opinion that I commonly hear is like this reality era where the curtain is pulled so far. Like we're doing it here on the podcast. Like the curtain is so far pulled back, and we have social media where everything's very like at your fingertips. Like a lot of these guys back in the day, you went out to dinner, like they were afraid of you or you were who you were. I was going to ask, do you feel that way at all? Because it seems like you believe the business should evolve.
That there's a what?
Basically, a lot of people are kind of saying there's a reality era, right?
Yeah,
now. It's not
like everybody's in the know.
years.
Like they know that the Undertaker's not really
Right,
that man,
exactly.
or
And I think it rubs some of the older talent the wrong way.
I believe that you can, in the moment, still capture the emotions of the fans.
Yes.
I want to see I want to see fans react from their heart and their emotions, not from their head. And you can still, oh yeah, because we're all too smart today, right? So
That's a very fair point.
this, for instance, this chant, "Fight forever." No, you don't want to fight forever.
Yeah, I hear
you
a lot of
want to
wrestlers
win the
say
damn match.
Yeah, they're like, well, I don't want to fight forever.
Practical standpoint,
And what they're saying is, yep, we're going to sit back and we're going to watch you do all these kind of crazy self-destructive moves.
Yeah.
And so please us. Well, screw that. That's not what it's supposed to be about.
Yeah.
Right or wrong.
No, yeah, you're right.
You
yeah.
look at it from a practical standpoint. Yeah, very, very interesting.
I'm GMC. I'm practical.
All right, last one from me. I want to be respectful of your time. Thank you for making
Yeah,
the time.
thank
This
you
is
so much. This has been
fun.
really great.
It's an honor to talk to you. I'm asking a lot of advice questions here, but we have a lot of the indie talent on this show that are trying to get heat from the crowd, trying to get over. You've obviously been around it for a very long time. Any advice for the talent?
Wow. You know, I go to a lot of indie shows, and I'm very careful about being critical
Okay.
because everybody needs to learn.
Yeah, exactly.
The first couple years that I got into the ring to announce, I was a bumbling fool. Like the very first time, I didn't know how to get in the ring. I didn't know which ropes to go in between.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I get
Yeah.
it.
So,
That's fair.
It's the same thing. Like, the more you do it, the more you're going to get it. Listen to the people. I guess that would be one thing that I would say.
I like that.
But you have to be talented enough and self-assured enough to change in mid-course so that maybe what you thought you were going to do in this match might not be what you turn out doing if the people aren't responding.
Yeah.
And a silent crowd isn't necessarily a bad crowd.
Yes, I agree.
It doesn't mean that they're not being entertained. It may mean that they're studying, they're watching what's going on.
Yeah, they're observing.
Listening to, like,
Now,
a
if you
sound.
start a match that way and you end a match that way, not good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
but if you draw them in and they're studying, and then you can get them up with their heart because they're believing it,
Emotion.
yeah, that's what you want to achieve.
Wow.
That's the art form.
That's the type of stuff that I get invested in when I think with my heart, and I'm like, oh, he didn't do that right and this and that. When a story or a wrestler captures you, especially emotionally, there's really no better feeling.
Yeah.
And it's hard to capture that nowadays organically without being forced.
You know, and I think a lot of the indie wrestlers are selfish
Okay.
in the sense that not only should a match tell a story, but an event should tell a story. And it should build so that the first couple matches that come to the ring shouldn't be, oh my God, over the top, incredible. No, they should be, I don't want to say inconsequential, but they should be like really low key. Nobody should leave the ring. Nobody and you should be aware of what the over spots are for your headliners.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm a little tired, to tell you the truth, in general. But no, I'm a little tired of seeing the same moves over and over and over again, from the first match to the last match. Go to a concert and tell me you'll be entertained if you hear the same song for 2 hours.
Yeah.
If you go to a comedy club and you hear the same joke over and over and over again.
I gotcha.
It's too much of the same, and I
You want
think,
variety.
and the problem is that there's nobody too often from the top that's controlling things to say, "Hey, knock it off! You don't do that."
Yeah.
That's his move.
Yeah.
Or first two matches, you don't go outside the ring. I want to see holds, not just holds, but I don't.
It up, yeah.
Yeah, I need to change things up.
Yeah.
But the problem is, and the reason that I say that they're selfish, is if they see one guy get a quick reaction, everybody on the roster starts doing that.
Oh,
I get what you're saying.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And then everybody's doing the same thing.
Right.
But it's a meaningless reaction,
Yeah.
but it makes them feel better. So whether the first guy in the ring or the last guy, the first match and the last match need to be different.
It's kind of like getting a reaction just to get a reaction, and it doesn't serve a purpose, kind of thing.
Right. The purpose that it serves
Yeah.
is instant gratification.
Yeah.
Makes me feel good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. And, there's some lost art for sure. I think long-term storytelling is really important for people to have long-term storylines, man. So I appreciate you coming on and let's pick your brain telling some stories.
This was a lot better than I feared.
Oh, thanks. Yeah,
Thank
we
you so
get
much.
that a lot. We appreciate you making the time. Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Sir. Sorry. Ladies and gentlemen, Gary Michael Cappetta.
Yay!
Thank you. We're not worthy. We're not worthy. Thank you.